Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Smart Money Mo, and in today's video we're going to be going over the amazing 1 to 43 risk to reward trade that I caught on GBPNZD using the lower time frame confirmation zone strategy, which I will be explaining thoroughly in this video, so stick around for that. Also, this trade was sent in the group as a signal, and all of the members were able to profit off this trade, so make sure you check out the mentorship down below. And lastly, make sure to check out the Instagram because all of my trades are sent there. You know, the proof, everything is all in there. And so yeah, let's jump right into this video. So the process. Now, the first thing you want to do is, when we're talking about entering from confirmation zones, is that you have your higher time frame zone and your higher time frame bias, right? Because entering from a higher time frame, from a lower time frame confirmation zone is going to look something like this, right? I'm going to break down this diagram in a second. So you're going to have some sort of higher time frame zone and some sort of higher time frame trend. So in this example, we're going to have a bullish trend. We're going to wait for price to tap in, and we're going to see something, and then we're going to enter from a lower time frame zone just like this, right? But the first thing that you need is this higher time frame zone and that higher time frame bias, right? So let's say, for example, this is a bullish bias. So my order block, or it will be a demand zone, right? That's what I'm looking for on the higher time frame, right? So first thing you're going to do is identify your higher time frame zone. First thing you're going to do, right? And you're going to make sure this higher time frame zone is valid. So you're going to run through the rules. You're going to make sure that there is, number one, a break of structure, number two, high volume at the order block, and number three, the order block isn't mitigated, right? And I've explained all of these three rules on my previous one of my previous videos called the order block strategy, so check that out as well. Now, the third thing you want to do is find extra confluence to validate that higher time frame zone. So for example, if we've got this higher time frame bullish order block, right, and it follows all the rules, so it's got a break of structure right here, it's got high volume over there, it's not mitigated yet because price hasn't tapped back into the zone. Now what I'm going to be looking for is extra confluence, right? So for example, that could be in the form of an imbalance right here, or it can be in the form of equal lows, right, which price will sweep to tap into our zone, right? Or any other extra confluence that I have mentioned in this channel, right? You're going to look for that extra confluence to validate that higher time frame zone further, right? And after you've done that, you can then wait and watch price enter your zone. You don't have to be on the charts 24/7 or anything like that, but just make sure you set some sort of price alert, or you're just active on the charts. So then when price comes into your zone, you're able to, you know, go onto the lower time frame and begin the lower time frame confirmation zone strategy, right? So the first thing you're going to do is, when price enters your higher time frame zone and you're looking for that confirmation zone, the first thing you're going to look for is a break of structure, right? And this will indicate a change in trend in the market, right? So let's say previously we've got this higher time frame zone, right? So let's say we've just got this high time frame zone, it's valid as we just said. Now, when price just about comes into our zone, they're about to come into our zone, I'm gonna go on to the 3 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute, one of our entry level time frames, right? I'm gonna be weighing there, I'm gonna be observing price. Now, price may just continue to go like this, but what I'm looking for is a break of structure indicating the change in trend. So I could be on the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute. What I'm looking for is the change in character, right? The change of character, which you guys may be familiar with, which will indicate, which is a break of structure, which will indicate the change in trend, right? So previously, I know overall we are bullish on the higher time frame, but on the lower time frame we had seen bearish structure in order to return to this order block, right? So now, to validate this higher time frame zone further and to catch in my valid lower time frame zone, I'm gonna wait for that change of character, that break of structure, and then after I see the break of structure, I can get an entry from a lower time frame order block, just as so, which is valid because of that break of structure and that change of character, and if it follows the rest of the rules, right? And this is where I'll be entering from, and then whatever happens, profit, you know, you can manage the trade from there. The key thing that I want you guys to understand is you're waiting for that break of structure, that change of character, so your lower time frame zones are validated, right? They are valid because of that change of character and that break of structure, right? And if you guys just follow all of these steps, you will, you'll be doing the lower time frame zone strategy as well as me, right? So there you go. That is the process to identifying and using the lower time frame confirmation zone strategy. Now let's move on to that GBPNZD trade, in which I secured that nice 1 to 43 risk reward trade, and it was sent to the group members. So yeah, let's just break that down. Alright everybody, here I am on GBPNZD, and now we're going to begin to break down that 1 to 43 risk reward trade. So to begin with, I'm going to start with our directional bias, right? And already we can just tell that this is clearly a bullish bias, right? We're clearly in a bullish trend. We're creating those higher highs and higher lows, exactly what we like to see in a bullish market, right? And also in terms of the trendline theory, remember, all I do is I get in that general trend line, right? I'm not entering from the trend line, I'm just getting it in there. And what I'm looking for is price oversold or overbought, right? And we can tell whenever price comes into this trend line, it's oversold, right? So the next time price comes into our trend line, which aligns with our order block, it will be oversold. So then we can expect the price to begin moving again to the upside, right? So that is that for trend. Now let's move on to the order block itself, right? So we've got this 2-hour demand zone, and now let's just run through the rules. So first of all, is there a break of structure? Yes, there is. This previous high, which is what we look for, this previous high has been broken by price right after this order block was created. So there's clearly a break of structure. Number 2, is there a high volume, right? And there's clearly high volume in that area right here. So this area right here, right after the order block was created, we saw there's massive amounts of high volume over here. And then again, we saw volume over here as well, right? So clearly there's a lot of volume. Number 3, is the order block mitigated? No, it's not. On this time frame, there's clearly no mitigation of the order block. There's no wicks back into the zone or anything like that. See that there's nothing here, and price hasn't come back into the zone yet, right? We're still waiting for our first tap in, and yeah, this order block is not mitigated yet. So right now, this order block is valid, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow the process, and now we're gonna look for our extra confluences, right, to validate the zone further. So first of all, actually, if I just replay price stop out here. First area of confluence is this really nice set of equal lows, right? Because again, if you haven't watched my confluence video, make sure you check that out, because price will come in, sweep these equal lows, and then tap into our order block, then give us our lower time frame zone for us to enter from. That's the first thing. These equal lows validated this trade, this high time frame trade even more, right? Second thing, this area of imbalance right here, which I like because price is attracted to imbalance like a magnet almost, right? Because when price wants to price has to come back in, fill out this imbalance, right? It may show a bit of reaction, right? And then we expect price to tap into our zone. So again, more confluence to this trade in the form of imbalance. And third of all, because it aligns with our market structure, right? It aligns with that trend line. Price is going to be oversold as it taps into the zone, which is exactly what we want. So we've got the confluence, the order block is valid. Now let's move on to actually when price taps into our zone, and we begin to talk about the lower time frame confirmation entry, right? So if I just play price, we see price grabbing that liquidity. Look at that increase in volume, right? That really sharp increase in volume, telling me that smart money is definitely getting involved, right? Because they're filling in that imbalance with sharp momentum, and they're grabbing these equal lows, definitely getting involved, right? And then if I play price, here we have our first, tapping on the 1 hour on the 1 hour time frame into our zone, right? If I quickly delete this imbalance because it's been filled out, and we know that those equal lows have been grabbed, we are in that higher time frame zone. Now what we're waiting for is I'm gonna head on to the entry level time frames, right? And we're waiting for that break structure, that change of character, right? So because we're still bearish right now, right? We're still creating low lows and lower highs. We're waiting for that break of structure, right? And so there are two ways you can interpret this. You can interpret this in terms of Wyckoff, right? There's clear Wyckoff accumulation schematic going on here, which I'll break down for the mentorship. So make sure you check out the mentorship down below and gain access to that Wyckoff explanation there. Or you can just look at it as waiting for your break of structure and then getting an entry from a normal demand zone, which is valid. And that is exactly how you could have interpreted it. So first of all, what we can see here is that on the 1 minute time frame, we've broken that 1 minute high. We've broken that 1 minute previous high right here. We've broken this 1 minute previous high. Right, that's our first break of structure, right? and then again we break this previous high right here, another break of structure, right? Bang. And then again another break of structure right here, right? Because price breaks this high. And so I'll just call this one my change of character, right? Now, key thing, first of all, we're seeing that change in trend that I want to see, you know, with the lower time frame confirmation process, right? That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see that change of trend. Second thing is that we haven't broken this previous low. This low has not been broken yet. So that's exactly what I want to see, because that indicates bullish trend, right? Because we're seeing higher lows, right? We have this higher low right here, and then you could count that as a higher low maybe on the second time frame. So right now we're seeing that bullish structure, and we can quickly identify this order block right here, which caused that break of structure right here, right? It caused this break of structure right here. So we can just enter from that zone. High volumes there, break structures there. It's not mitigated. This will be my lower time frame confirmation zone, which I am going to be entering from. Right there. And then targets, I set them at a 30-minute area of imbalance. So right here, this 30-minute area of imbalance. Alright, the 50% of that, I'm pretty sure right there. And then on the 1 minute time frame, there, right? So there we got our 1 to 43 risk to reward trade, right? And then after that, price will tap into our zone, and then you know you can re-enter and do whatever you like, right? So there you go. Price taps into our zone, loads of re-entries there. For example, there and there, and then eventually we hit take profit, and there we go. We hit take profit right there. So that is this trade, and that is the breakdown of this trade. What we've used is we've used that lower time frame confirmation zone to get a nice 1 to 43 risk to reward trade. We've got a minimal stop loss of 3 pips, right? And everything to do with this trade is using that lower time frame confirmation zone, right? That higher time frame zone. Then we went down into that lower time frame zone after finding all the confluences, and then we secured this trade 120 pips profit and a 3 pip stop loss. And you could have managed the trade easily by, you know, taking partials at several areas, for example here, or for example here, and then eventually taking full profits at that area of imbalance right there. And that's it for today's video, guys. Make sure you check out the mentorship down below, because like I said, I did send this trade as a signal, and members were able to benefit from this trade. So make sure you check out the mentorship, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.